All right, well, let's dive into the world of all the different inputs that we can provide to a user in SidePiece. So I'm going to head over here to my options. And what I'm actually going to do is we'll build an applet with a couple of different types of inputs. And we're going to focus on textual inputs. So there's two types of text inputs that you can use. There's either a normal text input or a long text input, and we'll see the difference. If ever you kind of forget any of this information, again, there are two areas you can find it. One is up here in the options menu. You'll see the programming guide. That'll give you a link to the full programming guide. The other place that you can see it is just down here where it says applet instructions. If you hover on the question mark, it'll pull up kind of a quick contextual guide. So what we're going to focus on is actually the text inputs, and you'll see that here down where it says Smart Shortcuts. Or actually it says Standard Types, and then it's got some more information on Smart Shortcuts. And I bring this up because you'll see a couple different, the two different options that we're going to look at here. So you'll see this first one, it says topic, and then a double colon, and then default text. So you'll notice that we actually don't have an input type on this one. And because of that, what this will actually display when we don't have an input type, that will actually display as a single line textual input. And then you'll see on the second one, we actually define a type as long text. So this will be a multi-line input. And the long text has a secondary attribute, just like the first one, just like our normal one, that says, so the normal text input says default text, and the long text says default context. These are actually what will appear in the box as kind of the user instructions. Okay, so the text inputs, the kind of meta value, if we remember our variable syntax as label, type, options, and meta. The meta value for these two items is that it will display this placeholder text. All right, so let's actually take a look at what that looks like in practice, and we'll just create a test applet for this. And I like using this prompt, so we're going to just say, tell me a joke about a cat. Okay, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to substitute in joke for a textual input. And so here I've put a double bracket, so this is me starting to type an input. And we'll just say, so tell me a, what do we want to say? Type of user input, I don't know. Type of user input. And then we will do our double colon to indicate we're moving on to the next value. And then we'll say for our placeholder text, maybe joke. So that's what that maybe joke is, what text will actually be populated in the text input when we first launch it. All right, so that's my first input that I've put in. And now we're going to do one that is for our animal, and so we'll do another input, and we'll call this animal. We'll do a double colon to go to the next value, and now here is where I'm going to define this as a long text item. We'll do another long colon, and we'll put maybe a cat. Great. So what this one should do, again, this should make a multi-line text. Obviously, I'm just going to type one line in it. But so what we should have is, for this prompt, when we launch it, we should see that we should have two inputs that will then fill in those two attributes when we actually process the prompt. So now we can create our little icon, whatever we want, something like that. So that's how the icon will appear. We'll save it, and we'll see that down here. There's my test prompt. Okay, so when I come back to my front end, there it is, and we'll launch it. And there we go. So now we've got our preview up here that it says, tell me a type of user input. If you recall, that's what I put as the category. So we'll just say, tell me a joke. And then I've got an animal, so you'll see that this one is a multi-line. We're just going to type a single line. So what should happen now is this text will replace that highlighted text that says type of user input. So that's what joke will replace. And animal will be replaced by the word cat when we process it. So then when it's processed, you see that what got sent over is tell me a joke about a cat. All right. So in the next one, we'll check out some other input types.